Nobody really tells you this part about growth. They tell you about success, discipline, becoming better. But nobody talks about the loneliness. Because at some point, you start outgrowing people. Old habits, old mindsets, even old versions of yourself. And for a while, you exist in between. Not who you used to be, but not yet who you're becoming. That phase changes you.
I used to think growth would feel exciting all the time, like motivation, like clarity, like confidence. But honestly, some days it just feels quiet. You stop relating to certain conversations. You stop enjoying certain environments. You start protecting your energy more. And slowly, your world changes.
Not because you hate people, but because your mind is changing. But the hardest part came later, and I wasn't prepared for it. Growth usually begins quietly, not with some massive breakthrough. Sometimes it starts after heartbreak, burnout, failure, confusion, or simply realizing you don't want to stay the same anymore. That realization changes everything.
One thing nobody prepares you for is grieving old versions of yourself. The carefree version, the comfortable version, the version that fit in everywhere. Growth changes your standards, your habits, your tolerance, and eventually some relationships stop aligning. That part hurts.
I remember sitting alone one night, realizing I couldn't go back mentally. There's a phase in growth where life becomes very quiet. Not empty, just different. You spend more time alone, thinking, planning, rebuilding. And honestly, that silence can feel uncomfortable at first, because distractions disappear, and suddenly you can hear yourself clearly. Real growth isn't loud. Most of it happens in silence. Nobody claps for consistency. Nobody sees the internal battles, the overthinking, the fear, the self-doubt. But every day you keep going, you slowly become someone stronger. Then one day, you realize the loneliness was never punishment. It was preparation. You were creating space. Space for clarity, peace, purpose, better people, better habits, a better life. And suddenly, you stop fearing solitude.
Maybe growth feels lonely sometimes, because transformation requires separation. You cannot become someone new while holding on to everything old. And maybe this quiet season isn't empty. Maybe it's where your next self is being built. Slowly, quietly, day by day.
Next, resetting my life quietly. Like, share, and subscribe for more of this type of content.